Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Already, I'm going to thank you for clicking on the link, seeing the title, and knowing we're checking out Billie Eilish. Now, just some context here. When we did the non-metal, non-rock polls on Patreon, I went looking through my reaction list, my spreadsheet, and I made notes of stuff that was not metal. Well, when I ended up filling out the list for the poll, I only had nine bands, nine groups, nine people, artists, whatever, that were requested from the YouTube comment section. So I had to get a 10th one, and it was kind of a joke. There were some really big hitters like John Zorn. Lots of people told me I should check him out. Hiromi was actually very popular. Only had one request really, but I had some other people telling me I should look into more jazz and piano stuff. So I mean that fit the bill there. I knew that she would be voted for pretty highly. Um, I figured we already had five bands, groups, people that were going to be the top five for the week. So this one didn't really matter. No one was going to vote for this one anyways. I kind of figured the five that I had in mind were going to win. So jokingly, I put in Billie Eilish, and she dominated. Like more votes than anybody else. Wow. I don't know if this is just a big troll thing on me or what, but we're gonna check out some Billie Eilish today. Uh, I know of Bad Guy. I don't think anybody has not heard Bad Guy, and I've heard her version of the Bond song for the next movie. I don't remember anything about it. Like it was, dang, that is such an unforget. I mean, that is such a forgettable song to me. Unfortunately, like I just don't remember anything. However, in the polls after they voted, Caleb and Hector both said that there are some Billie Eilish tracks I should check out, which helps because I was just gonna pick some top stuff, but I always love more direction. So Hector says that Everything I Wanted is a great song, and Caleb says ilomilo, and 8 are great tracks. So I figure we'll do one of each. We'll do Everything I Wanted, and I don't know about ilomilo and 8. I don't know the difference between them. It's like flipping a coin here. Um, I don't know. Ilomilo is just, I don't know. We'll figure it out. After we watch Everything I Wanted, I guess I'll flip a coin or something. Alright, so this is Everything I Wanted.
I had a dream. I got everything I wanted, not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare to anyone who might care. Thought I could fly, so I stepped off the golden. Nobody cried, nobody even noticed. I saw them standing right there. Kinda thought they might care.
I mean, I don't need to say that it's pop, but it's more produced than I would like.
But when I wake up, I see you with me, and you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve.
Alright, so right off the bat, I do enjoy the thematic elements
I
in the
tried to
lyrics.
scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak.
Nice
Like a
underwater
mattress
effect
somewhere
on the vocals.
starter. It could have been a nightmare, but it felt like they were right there. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago. But I don't wanna let anybody know, 'cause everybody wants something from me now, and I don't wanna let them down. I had a dream, I got everything
Really weird
going,
attack and release done on
but
the
when I wake
instrument,
up
the
I see
digital instrument.
you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to.
There's a lot of
If
really
I
good
could
stuff going on here that I just
change the
wish it wasn't a pop song, because I think there's a really strong song hidden under
you
this.
wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead? If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead?
So yeah, I like I said, there's some really strong ideas in there, and I really wish pop music produce. Well, I wish there were more producers. Last I heard, there are like 3 or 4 main producers in all of pop music, and that is why a lot of it ends up sounding the same. And the people who really break through from that are the people who kind of do their own stuff, like I'm blanking out on that guy's name. Ed Sheeran? Yeah, I think it's Ed Sheeran. Um, he's a musician. He writes his music. He sings his music, um, and I think that's why he broke out. Why he sounds so different. Um, so there's a lot of things in here that are kind of symptomatic to pop that I think are weighing the song down. A lot of it tends to deal with the way the music is written, or more so how the music's delivered. I do like how the song has a somberness to it. Usually, no matter how sad a song might be, it's still upbeat and poppy because it needs to be a pop dance song, kind of thing. We do occasionally get sad, not sad songs, but like sadder songs, heartbreak songs, and stuff like that. But I don't feel like they're really going all in, usually by the vocal performance. I think a lot of that is coming together here. We have a heavy song about, the fears of being famous, and I think something about maybe losing her brother or not having her brother there, or maybe the fact that her brother is what keeps her grounded, something like that. But it is a very core human experience that doesn't get talked about a lot in pop. Pop is mostly partying or heartbreak or love. One of those two things. Things that are pretty simple to convey. I think losing oneself, a little bit of mental illness, which is what she talked about at the end, where people's comments they affect her heavily. I'm pretty sure she's spoken out about mental health in the past. Um, the fact that her strongest relationship, at least in the story of the song goes, is her brother. And sibling relationship is, again, not something we really see much, at least in Western culture. We mostly see sibling rivalry, whether it's music or TV or books. Um, so there's a lot of subversion of topics and themes going on here, and I think it's really important that she continues to sing about this stuff. Assuming that she does. I like I said, the only other thing I've heard from her is "Bad Guy," and it's kind of a topic that's not talked about too much, but it's also not it's not an uncommon like an anti-hero song. We have those in pop. Um, but her delivery, her vocal delivery, I think really fits with the topic. It has this lack of effort to it, this overwhelming, there's so much pressure on me, I can't sing properly. This is as much as I can muster in this state of mind. And I think that they captured that and paired it well with a sort of heavy music. It wasn't super heavy. We're not talking metal or anything like that, but there was a lot of fuzz distortion on the bass sound, the bass beat, and it was a very somber atmosphere to the whole track. I don't think that any of the thematic elements were bad. Um, I do like a lot of the production they did with the vocalist. Not all the production. I still feel like it was overproduced, but when she said she was underwater and they gave an underwatery sound to it, or at the end when she was chanting, if they knew what they said went straight to my head, would they say it? Um, and then it came in after she said it like twice. It came in with a choir, not a choir, like multiple backing tracks on it. Basically, all the voices in her head compounding. Everybody saying these things, and the more people say it, the more she thinks about it, and the more it affects her, and the more often she thinks about it, and you have these compounding voices repeating these things. Some of those ideas work really well. I just think the underlying music with its dance pop bass kick and the standard um, you know, bass snare, bass snare, bass snare. Gives it, I don't know, it's a little too poppy, I think, and it would have worked really well stripped down. Whether that would be an acoustic guitar or maybe even some strings. It doesn't necessarily just need to be an acoustic set, but I definitely think we should strip out some of the poppier elements of it and replace them with some, I hate to use this word, better music. I hope you guys know what I mean by that. Just more interesting composition that can further pull out the emotion, the emotive aspects of the song. I feel like it's really being dragged down by the music. Um, but yeah, like I said earlier, there is a really strong song in here that goes against a lot of what popular music does thematically. Um, I just there I think the instrumentation and some of the composition aspects could be improved upon. I think it's held back by being a pop track. So yeah, dang, I talked a lot about that one. Was not expecting that from Billie Eilish. So yeah, let's queue up another one. Ilomilo or 8. They're both short. We got a 2.5 and a 3 minute. Um, let's do Ilomilo. Let's do Ilomilo. Let's bring this back. Is that gonna work? Oh, that worked beautifully. I've never had to pull a video back before. Okay. So let's check out Ilomilo. I'm really only picking this because there's a cute little like puzzle game on phones, I think, called ilomilo. So
Told you not to worry. don't you stay inside? Remember not to get too close to
Her
stop
changing
and you
pickup
forgot
phrasing
we
really
love
messes with the
like
time.
ours. Where did you go? I should know, but it's cold and I don't wanna be lonely. So show me the way home. I can't lose another life. The words a little blurry, or maybe it's my eyes. The friends I've had to bury, they keep me up at night. Said I couldn't love someone, 'cause I might break. If you're gonna die, not by mistake.
See, again, another song that I think is really being ruined by the dance pop beat.
I don't wanna be lonely, so tell me you come home. Even if it's just a lie. I try not to upset you, let you rescue me the day I met you. I just wanted to protect you, but now I'll never get to. Where did you go? I should know, but it's cold and I don't wanna be lonely. Was hoping you'd come home.
Interesting
I
rhythmic
don't
pattern
care
there.
if it's a lie.
Come on, bring it back. That was. Ah, man. So, once again, I feel it's a song held back by being a pop track. That's just. I think that's the sad state of Billie Eilish, is that she actually has some really strong ideas. Um, and I will say that pop allows some of her ideas to come out a little bit stronger. The way that they change up her vocal output. You don't really see that too often in pretty much any other uh, form or any other genre. Guitar will see some distortion laid over vocals, but that's really it. We don't really see like electronic work applied to vocals. So I think that is probably the strongest benefit she's gaining from pop music, is the way that she can characterize her vocal output to match what's being said with digital alteration. But I feel a lot of pop music's trappings, like the alternating bass and snare, is really it really takes so much away because the song had such a strong atmosphere to it at the beginning. Um, it I'm not really sure what this song was about. Some of the lyrics were a little harder for me to listen to. Um, the notion I kind of got was a sort of unrequited love that she kind of protects from behind the scenes. But that, I mean, God, I kind of hope that's not, because that's such a bad, oh, that's such a bad story. I think it's kind of creepy. But that's what I got out. There's this creepiness to her delivery. There's some creepiness to her, um, to the ambiance, the atmosphere around the beginning of the track. But as soon as the percussion comes in, it gets a bit of a dancey vibe to it, and it ruined the song. The other thing that I think pop doesn't really do anything for it is shortness. Her last track was like 4 minutes, I think, if you take off the intro, which wasn't. I mean, it was just the text and then like the beginning of the video. 4 minutes is pushing it for pop. Pop is designed for ADD world where you can't, if a song isn't shorter than two. If you can't listen to the whole song in the first minute, then it's not going to get listened to. I think that 4 minutes for a song is kind of that's kind of a wild card. As dumb as that is to say, um, it's kind of a gamble for her to make a 4 minute pop song, as far as I'm concerned, and then release it as a single. I think that's the other thing. You make a 4 minute song and it's just on your album, okay, that's fine. It's on your album. You've already sold it based on your singles. But a 4 minute single, I think, it's kind of a gamble in pop world, sadly. And we see that here. We have a 2 minute song, 2.5 minute song, and it entirely ends too early. The song, I think, right when it ended, had the opportunity to really open up and come in with a strong finish, and it just didn't. And like, there's so many parts of my brain that's telling me I need to remix this with a proper ending, but at the same time, I'd have to reuse vocal lines since I'm not gonna get Billy to record new stuff for it. I don't see that happening. I'm just a small guy living over here in the United States. So I have no pull for that. um, but I really think the song, just like everything I wanted, there's something really good here that's being held back by the pop format. Um, Interestingly, I felt this about Katy Perry before as well. I think Katy has some very strong songs that are really held back by being the pop format. The only song that I think really benefits from it, and I don't know if it is a complete subversion of the genre or if it was just complete by accident, is Chained to the Rhythm. Like, that is one of the few times I've heard pop music used effectively to undermine itself and to show the trappings of its own genre. I love that song. But again, I don't know if that's intentional. It is direct commentary about the state of the music industry, the state of the pop industry, using pop music to deliver. Oh, it's just, dang. That is the only. But yeah, yeah. There are a couple Katy Perry songs that I think are would be really good with some better music work behind it, and that's what I'm feeling about Billie right here. Um, she has this. She wants to write these atmospheric songs about stuff that people don't sing about. Um, like I said, if this one is about being a stalker, I mean, at least you don't hear it in pop. It's new. I'm not going to say it's a great story, but it's new. And the other one is about losing yourself and being able to turn to your sibling for help grounding yourself. Another story you just don't hear. Um, and it's being held back because pop has to be pop. So, yeah, like I said, I've heard Bad Guy before. It's an okay song. It's catchy. It was stuck in my head before. It's probably gonna be stuck in my head now that I'm thinking about it again. Um, and the Bond song, which didn't really leave much of an impression on me, so much so that I don't even really remember what it sounds like. But on the flip side, these two songs are really changing my perspective on Billie. I will probably be looking at some more of her work, and it will probably be a very strong impulse of mine to rewrite them. Like, just listening to these songs, my brain is exploding with ideas on how to improve them, and that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, that's definitely an impulse I've got. So I I don't know, man. Like I said, there's gonna have to be reused assets to expand either of these tracks, but my brain still says I need to do it. Um, This is where you guys come in though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought. I know Billie Eilish is very popular, and which probably means she's popular in pop, which probably means she draws a lot of ire from metalheads, especially since she is the edgy, darky pop child who's trying to be metally, like a cringy edge lord metal wannabe. I'm sure is what she gets called a lot. Um, but I hope you guys came in with an open mind and maybe walked away a little bit more appreciative of her craft if you thought negatively on her, because like I said, she does seem to be a very authentic artist who just happens to be trapped in a pop world. Um, so yeah, that's kind of my takeaway. Um, and like I said, I want to hear you guys' takeaway. Please be positive. We don't need any trash talk or negative comments, especially directed at Billie. She is an extremely popular, established musician, singer, and I don't think many of us in the comments can say we're doing better than she is. So no reason to tear her down. Not that you should ever tear anybody down just because they're doing better than you, but uh, yeah, I mean we don't need to be tearing anybody down. I don't know where I'm going with all this. uh, yeah, just positive comments, neutral comments in the stuff. Let's have some good conversations, even if we don't agree or necessarily like the music. All right, nothing negative or nasty down in the comments today, or ever really. But I need to, for some reason I feel I need to emphasize today because of Billie. I mean that's dumb. We should all be more open minded about music, especially since a lot of the viewers tend to gravitate towards the heavier stuff. I think that's where a lot of my viewers come from, and you got to be open minded to get into metal. Okay, so yeah, let's keep it civil down there. I'd also appreciate if you could. Wow, that sentence is just butchered. I'd appreciate it if you guys could like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All three of those things help the channel out immensely. You can check out my Twitter or my Patreon. Those links are down in the description. And I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with the second Patreon picks of the week. And then we got 2 videos on Sunday. The schedule seems to be working for me. I'll get 2 of my personal picks out. One of them is going to be looking at some more drum corps, but with Thank You Scientist. They collabed. They collabed. No marching though, but they collabed. So that's cool. It's actually the Blue Coats, if I remember correctly. So the Blue Coats they played music from Thank You Scientist in that 2017 show we checked out, and Sunday, we're going to be watching them play with Thank You Scientist. So that's a pretty cool way to wrap up the week. I don't know what the other video is going to be. I got a list of things that I want to personally check out. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, you guys stay safe out there and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.